Yo, what's up, my fellow masters and Holy Grail enthusiasts? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're not just scratching the surface, we're pulling back the curtain and diving into the most fiercely debated, the most profoundly developed character in the entire Fate series. He is often misunderstood. Frequently, he is un. Well, let's just say he's down in the dumps most of the time. He is the GOAT. He is him. He is the moral compass of a lot of characters and the fundamental driving force of the original Fate saga, the one and only Shirou Emiya. Shirou Emiya, the name alone speaks immediate conversation, often igniting passionate arguments amongst the Fate fans, as you and I both know. For those who've only experienced a single anime adaptation of the Fate Stay Night, well, anime, particularly Fate Zero or Unlimited Blade Works, without the broader context, he might seem like a relativistically generic shonen protagonist. A somewhat dense, overly righteous, and occasionally imitating hero. But for anyone who has truly immersed themselves in the Fate universe, he is not only one of the goats. Shirou is revealed to be one of the most complex characters in all of the modern genre and all of Fate and modern fiction. His journey isn't just about fighting, it's about defining what it means to be a human, to be a hero, and to confront the deepest parts of his own identity. So, everyone, let's get into the review.
お前と俺の投影が同等とでも思ったか
Alright, and now let's begin our exploration at the very genesis of Shirou's being. At the absolute core of his existence, his singular, unwavering, and almost frighteningly absolute desire is to be a hero of justice. This isn't just an idealistic childhood fantasy that most children eventually outgrow. For Shiro, it is the fundamental, all consuming driving force of his entire life. And being born from the most profoundly traumatic and defining event of his young existence, the catastrophic fire that engulfed his city 10 years prior in the Fifth Holy Grail War. Imagine the scene, a landscape of absolute devastation, a city reduced to ashes, fiery abyss, filled with the charred remains of countless innocent lives. Shiro, a child barely old enough to comprehend the horror, was the sole survivor amidst this apocalyptic inferno. Lost, devoid of hope, and philosophically and psychologically shattered, he was found and saved by one Kirutsuchi Emiya, a man whose soul was already scarred and basically, oh yeah, he has trauma. He was known as a killer, yet simultaneously burdened by his own impossible dream of being a hero of justice in the preceding Grail War. Witnessing his genuine, heart-wrenched relief, a profound joy that burst forth from the depths of his despair at having saved just one life, Shiro's, amidst such unimaginable tragedy, planted an undeniable seed deep within Shiro's psyche. He didn't understand the concepts of magic, the nature of the Grail War, or why he, out of so many, was spared, but he grasped the radiant light of his savior. From that moment, Shiro had the resolve to live not for himself, but for the sake of millions who perished, to become someone who could just bring that same radiant relief to others, to be a savior, just as the man who had saved him years prior. And now, this profoundly innocent, yet fundamentally broken idealist, still living in the mundane routines of everyday life, is then violently and unexpectedly thrust into the brutal world that is the Fifth Holy Grail War. This isn't just a local skirmish, it is a millennia-old battle royale, a desperate secret ritual fought on the death between seven mages and heroes, or servants, all vying for that ultimate prize. An omnipotent when it's not, wish granting when it's not, device no when it's not, the Holy Grail when it is the Holy Grail. Shirou's involvement is purely accidental, which he was bred for this, but let's be honest, it was all an accident. While practicing his rudimentary magecraft, reinforcement, and projection, which gets super OP later on, let me tell you now, it gets OP. In his family shed, he inadvertently triggers the summoning ritual and miraculously calls forth the Saber class, aka King Arthur, aka Arthria, whatever you want to call her. The OG Saber is in the house. Artoria herself. In that fateful moment, in the world of his peace, his mundane heroics, fixing basically stuff around the house, is replaced by deadly supernatural reality he is utterly ill equipped to comprehend, let alone survive. His initial encounters with the other masters and their powerful servants immediately and ruthlessly challenge his simplistic black and white views of what is justice. He quickly learns that in this war, there are no clear heroes or villains, only individuals driven by their own desires, ambitions, and often horrifying desires. He meets those like Kitty, a priest who reveals in human suffering, or Rin, a fellow mage who operates on cold, calculating efficiency, willing to make sacrifices for the greater good of magecraft.
おい、その先は地獄だぞ。お前は何のために？
The fate route, which forms the initial foundation of the narrative, and its centralized, basically, plot, revolves around Shirou's relationship with Saber. It is arguably the most straightforward and, for many, the most controversial, traditional shonen hero path. In this storyline, Shirou clings most firmly and naivety to his deep, integrated ideal of becoming a hero of justice. His primary motivation is to wholeheartedly save Saber, to protect the city of what he lives, and to honor the unspoken promise he made to his adopted father. In this route, Shirou fully embraces and embodies the role of the selfless, self-sacrificial hero. He relentlessly pushes his untrained body and magical abilities beyond their perceived limits, often ignoring his injuries, constantly placing himself in immoral danger without a second thought. His focus remains solely and purely on protecting those around him, especially Saber, whom he comes to deeply respect and love. He's still naive, often reckless, but his unwavering determination allows him to overcome truly immense challenges.
ふざけるな。こうなったら腕をちぎってでも。
The Unlimited Blade Works route, which unfolds from Shirou's complex, evolving dynamic with the brilliant and one of the best girls, Rin Tosaka, and where Shiro's deeply rooted ideals are not merely tested, but truly put through a relentless philosophical grinder. This route definitely features a Shiro direct, agonizing confrontation with his own jaded future self, the counter guardian known as Archer. Archer serves as a blunt, unforgiving, minor, relentless, challenging every single facet of Shiro's naive, self sacrificing idealism. He forces Shiro to question whether his unwavering desire to save everyone is born out of a genuine desire or if it's merely a selfish, philosophical driven need to feel validation from his own existence or others to atone for a survivor's guilt from the fire. Archer mercilessly pursues Shiro to acknowledge the inherent hypocrisy, the despair, and the crushing futility that comes with trying to save every single person in the world. Ultimately, and crucially, in Unlimited Blade Works, Shiro doesn't abandon his core ideals. Instead, it strengthens them. Archer's warnings acknowledgments the the pain and irreversible suffering that his ideals will bring, and to fully comprehend the hell that awaits a hero of justice. Yet he still continues to pursue it, not out of blindness, but with open eyes and a clear understanding of his immense personal cost.
その人生が機械的なものだったとしても、
ああ、その人生が偽善に満ちたものだとしても、俺は正義の味方を張り続ける。
We have the Heavens Feel route, which is widely considered the darkest and most emotionally wrenching part. This narrative centers entirely on Shiro's desperate, agonizing struggle to save Iwan Sakura, a girl suffering from unspeakable torment and insidious magical corruption. This route brutally and relentlessly basically deconstructs his universal hero of justice ideal, forcing him to make the most agonizing choices imaginable between saving countless lives and saving the one person he truly loves, Sakura. The overarching threat in Heaven's Feel is the shadow, basically angry Mayu's corruption, and the mechanics of a lot more stuff that we gotta realize, yeah, this is going to be Shiro's most toughest battle physically. It is so overwhelming and insidiously passive that Shiro literally cannot save both the entire world and Sakura. To protect Sakura, to pull her back from the abyss into what she is being dragged into, he must make a series of morally selfish desires and choices. He must at times abandon his universal ideal, turn a blind eye to other suffering, and commit acts that, by his own previous definition, are not those of a hero of justice. He must sacrifice innocence, ally with the dark forces, and descend into a personal hell to keep her safe. This forces him to confront the agonizing limitations of his dreams and desires. You can't even save a handful. Sometimes you can only save one.
I am the bone of my sword.
And now, Shiro Emiya, at his core, is a character of profound and often painful paradoxes. He is both a seemingly mundane, relatable, everyday man, yet his internal pain makes him an almost alien observer to humanity. He is utterly selfless to a fault, yet that very selflessness is tragical and strategically rooted in a deep, personal, almost selfish desire.
そうか、彼女の鞘。命を救うために規律が埋め込んだセイバーとの縁。
And now in the vast pantheon of anime protagonists, Shirou Emiya stands as a towering, complex figure. He begins his journey as a broken boy desperately clinging to a borrowed dream of universal salvation. A dream born from the ashes of unimaginable trauma, yet through the crucible of the Holy Grail and through countless unimaginable trials, he is forged into a distinct, powerful, and deeply compelling version of a hero. Whether he ultimately becomes this selfless guardian who sacrifices all for many, the grimly determined and destined idealist who walks into an endless hell with open eyes, or the devoted protector who abandons the world for the sake of just one person. So, my fellow Fate fans, after this extensive and deep dive, what is your ultimate take on one Shirou Emiya? Is he a great protagonist? Yes, he is. Is he a bad protagonist? No, he's not. Could he be better? Yeah. Could it be way worse? 110%. But in my opinion, he is definitely up there with the greatest of all time. So, leave your comments in the comment section below on him. Leave a like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw, share. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. One-on-one signing out. See ya.